Good morning and welcome to a new episode of the Sarah Seams podcast Vlogmas. It is Monday, December 23rd, and this is it, everyone. This is the big Christmas episode. This episode is going to cover today through Christmas Day. I have some very fun things in store. Unfortunately, I'm not feeling the best. You can probably tell in my appearance, my voice, I have a bit of a cold. I didn't sleep very well. So I'm coming to you a little bit tired this morning. I'm definitely planning to take the day and rest, but I have a really fun surprise for you all. So let me talk you through my quick project updates first, and then I will tell you all about that. So, okay, my last Advent tea knitting project is my Woolens and Nosh sock Advent. So I'm gonna go ahead and show that now. My day 23, the second to last color. Here it is. Really pretty Christmassy green. It did occur to me that I needed to start the ribbing because I only have 2 more colors. So I did go ahead and switch to 2x2 rib for this stripe and then the last stripe as well. So here's where we're at so far. 1 more stripe to go and the afterthought heels. So I am probably gonna go ahead and get started on those today just so I can get them finished in time for Christmas. And yeah, I'll be back to show you an update on those tomorrow. I am also gifting myself actually 2 pairs of socks today because I realized that tomorrow I'm going to be wearing my Little Tree December Colorwork Cuff Club socks, and I have 2 pairs of socks left to gift myself. So if this is your first time joining, throughout the year I knit a bunch of socks, and the ones that are for myself, I just kind of set them aside to like gift them to myself throughout the month of December. And today I have the last 2 pairs. So the first ones are unblocked and they look very funny. They're so long and skinny. They fit really well, but they look totally absurd when they're not on my foot. And as I said, they're not blocked. So these are just the basic 2x2 color blocked rib socks from Summerlee's book, The Sock Project. The technique that you're learning here is how to get this clean line when you're switching colors and ribbing without getting the purl bumps. And basically the trick is just that when you're switching colors, you do 1 knit row and then you go back to purl, your rib pattern, and you could never tell. Like, it looks so nice and clean. The yarns are just Knit Pick Stroll in the color Dogwood, Heather, and Bowie, and these are the same colors that Summerlee used in her book. So yeah, those are really fun. I might put these in my drawer and save them for like around Valentine's Day. They really scream Valentine's Day to me. And the very last pair, you've already seen this Vlogmas. It's my Oxbow socks. I finished them right at the beginning of December. This was Andrea Mallory's sock knit along challenge for this year. Really great basic textured pair of socks. I definitely plan to knit more of these. I really enjoyed them. I found them very intuitive, and I actually have yarn to show you in a minute that I think I might knit another pair with. So speaking of that, this morning, slept in till around 8, got up, had some breakfast. Like I said, not feeling the best, got a bit of a head cold going on, and combined with the lack of sleep, it's just not a pretty picture over here today. But this morning I was watching some Vlogmas and I was working on Troy's hat, and I did finish it. So here it is. I need to block it, so I will do that today. But I just can't get over how beautiful this yarn combination is. It's like luminous. It's so nice. This is the Iris hat by Sari Nordlund. It's a really simple top-down 1x1 rib hat. I've made 4 or 5 of these at this point. It's a really quick and easy go-to for me. And the yarns I used, I got both of these yarns at the free swap table at Michigan Fiber Fest over the summer. The main color is Pashmina, that's the base. It's Madeline Tosh. It's a merino silk cashmere blend, which is really nice, and it is a sport weight, and the color is Terra. And this is how much I have left over, so I need to weigh this and figure out if I have enough, but I think the Oxbow socks also have a sport weight option. That's what these are. So if I have enough, I think I would knit Troy a matching pair of Oxbow socks in this. I think that would be really nice. And then the mohair that I held it with, or sorry, it's not mohair, it's alpaca, was this really dark burgundy alpaca. There's so much of this left. It's crazy. This you can tell is a vintage yarn. I got it for free. Originally it was $40 and it looks like it's probably from the early 90s at least. From Circle R Ranch, the alpaca store in Caledonia, Michigan. Handwritten price label and SKU number. It's from the Alpaca Company, 100% Surrey alpaca. It's 100 grams, around 875 yards. So yeah, there's an unbelievable amount of yarn on here. The color is Cordovan. I would guess I probably still have like 500 yards here. So I'll definitely be able to use that again. Okay, so that's all the knitting I have for you today. But like I said, I have a very special surprise for you today. So since I'm not feeling very well, I talked to my friend Jess during our swap the other night and asked her if she would want to do a Vlogmas takeover. So this idea was inspired by M to the Third, whose channel I love. Their Vlogmas is delightful. They had their friend Tim take over for a day of their Vlogmas, and it was so funny and just nice to see like a different person's experience. So I asked Jess if she would want to take over a day of my Vlogmas, and she's going to be doing that today. So this is going to be the only footage from me today, but I'll be back with you tomorrow and for the rest of the video. But I think you're really going to enjoy seeing a slice of Jess's life. She is an amazing knitter, a great friend. She lives in North Carolina and she's a professional musician. So I think she's going to, you know, show you a little slice of her life. She's going to tell you about her projects that she's working on right now, and I think tonight she is going to take you behind the scenes for her pit performance for the Nutcracker. So hopefully you all really enjoy that. I'm excited to see the footage myself, and like I said, I will be back with you tomorrow morning for Christmas Eve and then for Christmas Day. So I hope you really enjoy hearing from Jess, and I will see you all tomorrow.
Hello and welcome to the Sarah Seams podcast. My name is Jess and I'm coming to you from Raleigh, North Carolina, where I live with my partner Zach and our dog Osmo. And this is my Vlogmas takeover. So, hello! If you've watched Sarah's regular podcast, then she mentions me a lot, which is awesome because we're like, you know, our knitting besties. We met online through the Shopwell Mercery Winter Wishes sock swap 3 years ago, and we've just hit it off and we've become good friends. Here comes my dog. Hello, Osmo, what am I doing? He's like, why are you sitting on my chair talking to yourself? Yeah, and I was on a special episode on Sarah's regular podcast when she visited me this summer. So I am taking you with me today for Vlogmas. Osmo, please don't bark. So I thought I'd do a little intro, a little talk you through some things I'm working on, and then I will take you with me to work later. So a little bit about me. I have been knitting since I was 16 and sewing since I was 12. So I consider myself advanced in both of those things because I think I've made every mistake possible already at this point. Yeah, learn by doing, right? So crafting, well, not crafting. I don't think I'm like super crafty, like arts and crafts. I just like making things. Like, I think if I had a different career, I might be an engineer. I just like making things and putting them together. Yeah, it's a part of my daily life. I knit like pretty much every day. There's some B-roll of me knitting and reading, which is what I like to do with my morning coffee. And yeah, I am a professional musician. So I'm a college professor. School is out right now. I also teach private lessons and I perform with orchestras. So today I have 2 performances of the Nutcracker. Obviously I can't film the actual show, but I'll take you with me for some behind the scenes. Yeah. All right, so here's some things that I'm working on. Well, actually first let's look at my advents. So I'm currently on a yarn buying band because I think it would take me like 5 years to knit through all the yarn that I have. You can see behind me just like a small portion of my sock yarn. So I kind of got to the point where it really overwhelmed me and I decided I needed to stop. So but advents I bought this summer before I started my yarn band. So I have a couple to show you. The first one, I am doing this my second year that I've gotten the Grand Co. Advent, and I think she is my like ride or die, like desert island. I don't care what color she makes. It's so beautiful. She has these beautiful earthy colors. So I don't know how this is going to show up. But this is today's color, number 23. I don't have the color name in front of me. It is a beautiful brown. There's some reds in it, maybe some copper tones. Very gorgeous. I also got the Fiber Fox Advent, which started out as a very, very light pink and progressed through purple and blue, and now we're on dark grays. And that's really not going to show up very well, maybe. But it's a very beautiful dark gray with some black speckles. And then I also got one of my favorite indie dyers is Casual Fashion Queen. I think the way she does speckles is just amazing. And I got her, I think it's called Super Speckle Countdown. It's a 12-day countdown. Today's colorway is Believe. And it's like a purpley pink with blue and yellow and lots of different colored speckles. So no plans for those currently, although Sarah and I have plans to do a little knit along together in January, and I think I'm going to use last year's Grand Co. for that. So check out her regular podcast for more info on that upcoming. I also have my Woolens and Nosh sock stripe advent. Now, you may know everyone's colors are different, but we're on day 23, so I don't think I'm spoiling anything for anyone. I've done 23 out of the 24 colors, and here we go. So it's been fun to watch Sarah's because she hasn't seen my socks, although she will now. But this red is where she started, and that was my day 13. So when we were halfway through, I had already seen all these colors that she was going to knit up, which I thought was kind of funny. But yeah, they're like, I'm not totally sure what I think about them, but I think on the whole, like they're just fun, you know, kind of wild stripy socks, and what's not to love about that? So I have made a lot of socks for Christmas gifts. A lot of them are already wrapped up, so I'm not going to show them to you, but I am still making a pair of socks. I knit this entire sock yesterday. Like I said, I'm a musician, but I woke up yesterday feeling kind of sick. So I canceled all my lessons and just rested so that I could get through the last of my Nutcracker performances. And I knit this entire DK weight sock yesterday. So this main color is an one of a kind from Craft Me Not Yarn Co. I don't know if she still has a bunch of mystery skeins up on her website, but if she does, you should check them out. She's got them heavily discounted and all of her colors are really beautiful. And then I decided to just add some stripes in the cuff, and this is a ball from Autumn and Indigo that I got a couple years ago, and I've just used it a lot for like contrast heels and toes or things like this. I'm not using a pattern. This is just my DK vanilla sock recipe that I've made up. So I've started the second one. And I hope to make a pair of socks for my mom as well. I'm not exchanging gifts with my family until Friday, so I do have some time. We'll see if I can get that done. Oh, I should also tell you what I'm wearing. I am wearing, I think this is the last sweater I finished for myself. That might not be true. But this is the Calliope pullover by Sari Nordlund. Sorry if you can hear my dog barking. And I test knit this. So this pattern is in her last book. And the thing about Sari Nordlund's pattern test is you don't have to finish the entire garment. You just knit the yoke and a sleeve, and then the body is always straight. So she's always like, I don't need feedback on that. And I somewhat, you know, I'm a little torn on that because, of course, it'd be great when the pattern comes out if you could see it on a variety of body sizes, and it'd be better to have a longer test. But I also find that a few times I've just fallen into signing up for her tests because I love her designs so much. And I feel like at this point, I generally know how they're going to fit me. But yeah, this yarn I used is Life in the Long Grass, I believe in the colorway Oak Grove. And it's just this beautiful olive green, which is my favorite color. I also wanted to point out the earrings I'm wearing. These are handmade by Sarah's sister, and they are chainmail. So normally for performances, I have like some big flashy earrings that I'll wear. But for the Nutcracker, since it's a ballet, I'm in the pit, and we don't wear quite as formal clothing. And I don't know, it just feels like I don't want to wear my flashiest jewelry. You know, I don't want a errant light to catch on them and distract the dancers or anything like that. But yeah, I love these earrings. Sarah got them for me last year. I think it was last year. Yeah. So anyways, this has been fun. I think that Sarah asked me to do a takeover day inspired by Mackenzie and Tim from Sibling Energy, but also I think because she wants me to start my own podcast. But it has been fun kind of taking little bits of B-roll. So you'll see a lot of my dog and my tree and things like that. I don't know, to me, playing the Nutcracker, I've played it over 200 times already in my career. It's kind of what I do every month of December as a musician. So it's not super exciting to me, but I also think that, you know, most people don't know what it's like to go play the Nutcracker behind the scenes, and my dog is barking his head off. Not sure if you can hear that. But anyways, I need to get going in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to wrap this up here. I probably won't come on later. We'll see. But I will definitely take some more footage for you. So thank you so much, Sarah, for inviting me to do a takeover day. And I hope you enjoy. I hope you have a happy holiday season. Hey, I just wanted to pop on again and say, I realized I told you I'm a professional musician, but I didn't tell you what instrument I play. So I play the bassoon and contrabassoon, which, and sorry, I'm just holding my phone. Those are the two low pitch instruments of the woodwind family. Osmo, please don't bark. They're kind of like the cello and the bass of the woodwind family. So I will give Sarah a picture of me playing to insert here. And then I'll ask her to put my bassoony personal YouTube channel down below. So if you want to hear some recordings, you can. You can also, of course, Google it. But yeah, that's what I do. All right. Peace out. See you later.
Good morning and happy Christmas Eve. It is Tuesday, December 24th. It's about almost 10 a.m. and I am here to do a quick check-in for the day. Lots of fun things planned today, and I have some fun finished objects to share with you, including the one I'm wearing. It's kind of gloomy today, unfortunately. It's gonna be cold and rainy for Christmas, but finally last night the Christmas feeling kind of hit me. I think all day yesterday I was like, wow, I can't believe like tomorrow's Christmas Eve. How is that even possible? And then today and last night I really feel like I'm in the spirit, so that's great. Yesterday you would have seen the footage from Jess. I was thinking, what did I do yesterday? Not much. I am feeling a bit better today also, which is good. Perfect timing. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed seeing the footage from Jess yesterday, a little day in her life. I know I did. It's like, I wish she had her own podcast. I enjoy seeing a little glimpse into her daily life as well, and her pup Osmo, so sweet. So yeah, thanks to Jess for doing that. I hope you all enjoyed it. Give me a little break, which was nice as well. I blocked Troy's hat yesterday. So here it is, all done. I think the marling turned out so beautifully. I love the color. It's gonna fit him just right, and he can have it now, so he's excited. I don't always block hats, but I do think with a ribbed hat, it helps to kind of sometimes when you fold up the brim, the ribbing's like askew, and I think when in blocking, it helps it to line up really nicely. So I did give that a quick block. I also finished my Advent socks. So yesterday I put in the last stripe and I added the heels. These did not get blocked, so they're a little bit wobbly still, but I threw them on blockers. But yeah, they're all done. So I have to say, I thank you for your comments on the last video about whether I should keep these or not. I did decide to keep them. Once I saw all the colors and saw that it went back to the green a bit, I like them more. And when I added the heel and it really looked like a sock, it kind of brought it all together for me. I still don't like love them in the same way that I loved last year's colors. I think especially I don't love the toe. So something about the red right at the end in particular, that color feels like it stands out to me and doesn't fit in with the rest of the colors as well. But I think if it was just like these colors, I would have loved it. Something about the toe just kind of throws it off for me, but it's okay. I suppose if I wanted, I could cut the toe off and just put like a solid black toe on, but I don't think I really want to do that. So I did decide to keep them. They fit really well. I'm happy I did it. I love the base. It's the Superwash Targhee base. I will consider doing it again next year, but I also have some other ideas for what kind of Advent sock I might want to do next year, so we'll see. I feel like okay about it. I mean, I think they're fun. I like how bright and happy they are. I like the colors that are on the leg. I just don't love them as much as I did last year, which is how it goes, you know? Last year was like an epic one, so that's okay. And I'm wearing the Daphne's cardigan. She's done. Let me stand up and show you. I love it so, so much. So I think the fit is like perfect. She's just, my natural waist is like here. So she's just maybe like, just the ribbing is below there. But I think buttoned up like over a dress, it looks so cute. The sleeves ended up the perfect length. I love them. And what I was hoping for totally did happen. Once the sleeves were long enough, it freed the shoulder up to sit properly. It definitely has a wider neckline, but I think it's really pretty. So yeah, here it is. I totally love it. It's so happy. Let me show you unbuttoned as well. I think these buttons look perfect on here. I'm really pleased with that choice. I have a dress on under here. Let's see. I've been seeing a lot of people styling their cardigans like with just the top buttons lately, which is kind of cute. Kind of a cute way to do it. That might be how I wear it tomorrow. But it looks really cute fully unbuttoned as well. And it does, I can definitely feel the wideness of the neckline, but it doesn't feel like it's gonna like fall off my shoulders or anything. So yeah, I love it. It's so crazy and fun. One sad thing, which I did mention yesterday, there was a slight color bleeding incident. So it's right here. Of course, it's right on the front. So right here, the dark dye bled a little bit. I don't think it's super obvious, but I do think I might go in and just do a couple of little duplicate stitches to try in the main color to try and cover it up just a little bit. So yeah, that's my Daphne's cardigan. I can't wait to wear it tomorrow. It's so soft. It's like unbelievably soft and very warm. And like I said, it has that really nice like weight to it, which I think is nice in a more cropped garment like this, and a bigger, more oversized garment that can be a little bit heavy and overwhelming. Whew, sorry, I got excited. I need to take a coffee break. But yes, I really love how it turned out. What was I just gonna say? Oh, sewing the buttons on. I create like a thread shank when I'm sewing my buttons on, and if you don't know what that means, basically it's where, I'm not going to be able to show it, you sew the button on loosely, and then you take the button thread and you wrap it around the base of the button, around the threads that are like holding the button on, like 10 or 12 times. and that creates a thread shank. And the shank is basically, if you have a button that has like a loop on the back, that's a shank, and it just helps to create space between the button and the fabric. Because when you think about it, like this piece of the cardigan has to go between the button and the fabric. And this is pretty thick, so if there's not enough space under the button, that's when you can get weird like pulling or like your buttons popping off. Like you kind of need to create space under your button for the fabric to go when it's this thick. So that is how I do my buttons. I'm sure if you went on YouTube and searched like thread shank buttons, like you could find a tutorial, but that is how I do it. Really pleased with this project. It was a really fun Advent project. I would definitely consider knitting another one. I think the fit is like perfect. It's very kind of addictive to knit. I will say if you don't like dealing with or weaving in ends, you should not knit this. I think I got some footage in an earlier video, but there are so many ends to weave in on this project. I think you would most definitely want to do a weave in as you go method for the stripes. But even beyond that, there were still a lot of ends to weave in. So if you don't like weaving in ends, this is not going to be your jam. I used the Weave and Steven technique from Steven West to weave in all the different stripe colors as I went, and that saved so much time. I would definitely recommend doing it that way. And I think that's all I have to say. I knit, oh, did I even say what the pattern is? This is the Daft Days cardigan by Rebecca Clow. I knit size 5. This was a charity pattern that she released last year, I think. Yeah, last year I knit the shawl, the Daft Days shawl, which was also really fun. It's back here in the corner, but you can't see it because it's on the other wall. Yeah, really pleased with it. So like I said, I would consider knitting another one. It was very fun. I think this size finished bust was like 49, almost 50 inches. Mine ended up, I could have blocked it to that wide, but I decided I wanted it a little bit more fitted. I think I blocked mine to like 48 inches. And yeah, I'm so pleased with it. It's very comfortable. And a pleasant update. So my main concern with this yarn the whole time was the scent. The yarn was scented so strong. Like it kind of gave me an allergic reaction. And it did not come out 100% in blocking, but it's now subtle enough that it doesn't bother me. So I've been wearing it around for like an hour or so, and I don't even really notice it that much. So that is good, and I'm glad. I was a little bit afraid I would put all this work into it and then not be able to wear it. So really pleased with that. Overall, a big win. I'm gonna try and duplicate stitch over that one little spot, but that's the only place that it happened. The rest of it is fine. So yay, so excited to wear it tomorrow. And I have some other finished objects. I finished the stockings, so it's all coming together here at the end. So here is my stocking. These are the pocket stockings by Matchy Matchy Sewing Club. This is a recently published pattern. They all have a little hanging loop. They're pretty big actually, like the full-size ones, which is kind of nice. More room for presents. So this was mine. I just used a bunch of like scrap Christmassy fabrics that I had. This is Troy's. A lot of these were left over from my quiltmas that I made last year, but not all of them. Some of them were from some like secondhand Christmassy fabrics. This one's Moo's, which this might be my favorite one. I think it's really cute. And the little pockets are functional. I found this bandana bias tape secondhand, and actually this one too, the little gold dot one. The only thing I will say about those with them being vintage is that they're not quite as stretchy as they once were. So like on the pockets, you can see on the corners, they got cut in a little bit instead of like easily making it around that corner just because they're a little more rigid. But all the pockets turned out that shape, so at least they're consistent. But this little bandana bias tape is really cute. This one is for little Elsie. Sorry, that white fabric's blowing out a bit. And for all of them, well, I can show it better on the next one. I did run out of the bandana bias tape, so I did brown for the top on this one. And then, yeah, this one is for our oldest kitty, Alex. And I did the same quilting style on all of them. So I did a freehand meander for the main stocking. And then I did just a little bit of straight line quilting for the pockets. So yeah, I'm gonna go hang these up. Definitely left it till the last minute. Classic putting up, like finishing the stockings like the night before Christmas Eve. but that's okay. Next year we'll have them up the whole season, so that'll be fun. What else? So after I finished those, I cleaned out my sewing machine. PSA, if you are also a sewist and I have a sewing machine and a serger that get a lot of use, and they had not been cleaned in a very long time. My sewing machine was starting to squeak, which is never a good sign. So it was the bobbin case. So I took all the bobbin stuff out and I spent a while like cleaning a truly shocking amount of dust and fiber out of the sewing machine. And I got it oiled, and now she's like good to go for the new year. I haven't done the surgery yet, but yeah, just a little friendly PSA. If you are also a sewist and you haven't cleaned out your machine in God knows how long, this is a great time to do that. And I think that's really it. Last night we watched Muppets: A Christmas Carol, and I forgot how much I love that movie. It is so delightful. If you haven't watched that one yet, treat yourself. It's a good one. Short and sweet, but truly delightful. And then we went to bed. I slept a little better last night. Like I said, feeling a little better today, so it's all coming together. As for the rest of today, I'm going to get the stockings hung up. I am probably going to do some knitting. I worked a little bit last night on the cardigan for my friend's son. And I need to make French onion soup. So tonight, me and my side of the family are getting together at my aunt and uncle's, and we always do kind of like a snacky appetizer kind of dinner, and I'm making French onion soup because I've just been craving it so much. I use the Julia Child recipe. It's very classic, and I'm making a double batch, so it's probably going to take like an hour to caramelize all the onions, so that'll take up a bit of time. But I'll probably just go hang out in the kitchen and knit some socks or something. I've been doing some project organization, some like decluttering, like I mentioned. So I got back out a bunch of my sock projects that I had started in October when I cast on like 9 pairs of socks with reckless abandon. And hopefully I'll get some of those finished. So I think that is it for today. This is definitely going to be the last check-in for today. It may end up being the last check-in for the video. Tomorrow we're going to start bright and early with my partner Troy's parents. Well, actually, we'll get up really early, do our own gifts here first, then we'll go to his parents and be there for like the first half of the day. Then we'll go to my parents and be there for the second half of the day. So it's actually likely that this will be my last check-in for this video. So let me do all the sign-off things. Thank you so much for watching. I'll definitely bring you along the rest of the day today and tomorrow and get some footage for you. This is the big one we're all waiting for. I'm really excited to keep going this year. I'm still going to be vlogging the rest of December because I feel like that really peaceful few days after Christmas are always so nice, and then New Year's Eve is also really fun. So I'm just going to bring you along for the whole month. I am going to do the Q&A video in one of those final 2 videos. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment box below. Anything at all, silly, personal, life, knitting, whatever, leave them in the comment box. I've got a few and I'm excited to answer those. So yeah, that's coming as well. And just looking forward to a fun couple of days and then some slow knitting days. So I hope that you have a Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, and a happy holiday otherwise. I hope that you have a fun, if crazy, couple of days, and then you also get some chill time. That is the goal for sure. So thank you so much, and let's get on with all the Christmassy goodness.